Hey guys, welcome all. This is Kuldeep Trivedi and we are solving SQL questions, right? So I have picked one more question. Now this is not a simple select, it's actually aggregated functions. Aggregated functions are the functions in SQL we use where we want to see some counts or summation, or let's say some groups. Let's say we say that okay, in the city how many IDs are there, right? Or in the city what is the total population, right? So for the summation or for counting we will use the aggregated functions. I'll tell you while we solve the question. Okay, so now let's read the question. It's saying query a count of number of cities in city having a population larger than 1 lakh, right? So it is asking us to query a count of number of cities, right? But from the previous sessions what we know that we can select the city. Okay, so let's try with select command once. If we write select name from city, okay, now the where condition is there. As you guys can identify if you read the question, having a population larger than 1 lakh, right? So we'll put, let's move this from command in next line so that our format is clear. So first one is select name, then from city, then where population is greater than 1 lakh, right? Now let's try to run this program and not submit the code. Okay, let's try to run and see what happens. Okay, it's saying wrong answer. Very well, but we can see the expected output here, right? That's the beauty of this IDs or these websites. So it's saying that our expected output is 6, but our answer is wrong. Our output, it's saying it's a list of cities, right? Now as we can see we have exactly 6 names and the expected output is 6, right? So here the aggregated function comes, right? So if we want to count a city, then we have to put a function named as count. Now we know that this output is correct, it's just that we have to give the count of the names of those cities, right? So let's try to run this program using count function. Yep, it's right, it's correct. Let's submit the code. Okay, cool. So as we move forward, I'll tell you what aggregated functions we can use. So first one is, remember, it's count. Let's go to next challenge and see if we can solve that. Okay, query the total population of all cities in city where district is California, right? Let's try to do that. Now as you can see that it's asking for total population. That means count won't be used. There is one more aggregated function, it's called sum. So sum will be used. Now whatever we did in the previous question, let's try to do that. Let's try to select the population from city where it's saying district is California. So district is equals to, and since a district is a varchar, we'll use the single quotes and California. Let's copy paste it directly. Yeah, California. Now let's try to run this code and see what happens. What is the output? And we know that this won't be the correct output, right? Because we have to query the total population of all the cities. Okay, it's incorrect. Now it's saying the expected output is 3,39,003, right? Now it's 12, 12 and 9. So let's try to check using the sum function if this is correct. So another aggregated function same as count is, so if we call a count function here, right, what will happen? It will give us 3, and but it is saying the total population is, so we are using sum for total population. Let's try to run this code. Yep, we are correct. Nice. Let's submit this. Okay, you guys can see we have earned first star, right? So this is very good. Look all the animations and everything. It looks very good. Nice. Let's you can post it on Facebook, Twitter, or LinkedIn. Continue. Now let's try to go to the next challenge. Let's try to find the challenges from here. So I have checked on this aggregated aggregation. That means it will give aggregation function. So let's click on easy as well. Now let's see. So count function we have solved, sum function we have solved. Now let's go to average population. So I'll tell you one more. Now one more function will be used here. So let's read the question. Query the average population for all cities in city rounded down to the nearest integer. Now this rounded down to the nearest integer is something which like in the mathematics. So if this since this is average, right, we will be dividing, so decimal point value could come, right? That's why it is saying you have to round off. We'll see how we can solve this. Okay, now let's try to do the same. Let's try to select the population first, so that we will get to know what is the expected output, right? And then we can query accordingly. So select population from city. Okay, now let's try to run this code and let's see what is our output and what is the expected output. Okay, it's obviously wrong. Let's try to scroll. Okay, it is showing me all the population entry which we have, right? Your output. Okay, why it is not showing the expected output as well? Okay, cool. I think the list is very big. Let's try to put that aggregated function. It's called AVG, if I am not wrong. Let's try to run this. Okay, yep. So AVG population, it's saying the output is correct. Now let's try to submit the code. So yep. So another function is AVG, that means average. So if you want to average of the population, take the average of the population, we can. And now this rounded down to nearest integer, we'll see whenever we'll face some new questions on this, right? Maybe some floor or some ceiling value is there. You might have heard in the mathematics. So floor is something which round down to the lower integer, right? Let's say if it is coming as 5.2, then the lower would be 5, and if it is, let's say, 5.8, then the higher integer, next nearest integer on the upper side would be 6. Let's try to submit the code. Yep, this is also done. The answer is expected. Let's go to next challenge and let's see if we can find some more aggregated functions here. Okay, query the sum of populations for all Japanese cities in city. The country code for Japan is JPN. So this is same kind of question of the sum. Now you can directly guess. So select sum of population is from city where country code. Let's try to copy this and paste it directly here. Country code is equals to JPN. Let's try to run this code. Okay, what is this error? Country code for Japan is JPN. It's saying an unexpected token JPN was found following where country code equal expected token may include in. Okay, wow. This is, I'm not sure, somehow failing. country code is varchar, right? 3-letter. We can directly use the quotes. Not sure why this way. Okay, so right now this HackerRank is facing some issues. I'm not sure why it is taking so much time. But yeah, you have got this. You got the idea of all the aggregated functions. So what happens? This where runs first. Okay, so it will pick from city. It will pick all the cities where the country code is Japan, JPN, and then it will take this population column and then put the aggregation sum of population. So it will sum up all the populations and return the result. Okay guys, see you in next sessions.